Hello, internet friends and family. My name is Julian, and I'm in the process of attempting to develop a game. Thanks to the advice of some of my friends, I've decided to try and log my progress so I can help people like me who have no idea what they're doing, as well as log my progress so I don't forget what I've done and how it all works a second time. Hopefully once in a while I'll be able to make one of these and put it on the internet to document my most recent progress. In the meantime, I will try my best to post on my Instagram about any intermediate progress or updates I have. This video, I will be talking about how this game came to be and how I built upon a small idea to turn it into a fully fledged, overwhelming, all-consuming project. So, I'll start in the beginning. I've been working my way through college, and I've found that due to not being able to socialize very effectively during the pandemic, I've had a lot of free time. I could have wasted it on video games or try to be productive by practicing drawing or making music, but whatever I tried wasn't enough. I couldn't find any game I wanted to play, I could only draw so much, and would have rather spent my time listening to music while doing other things than making music myself. Then one day, I was recommended a game called Genshin Impact. Now, as a PC gamer, I'd never played Breath of the Wild before in my life, so you can step off right now. But even though I enjoyed the combat system, the grinding, and the art, one thing piqued my attention. One thing that had been consistent through many games that I love, that I was never able to put my finger on: open-ended exploration. Genshin Impact, Skyrim, Minecraft. There's something about open-ended quests, legends that don't give you waypoints to any destination, a large expanse to explore without anyone telling you where you have to go. I love that about games. When you see a huge mountain peak and climb it just because you can. Somehow the view from the top is so much better knowing that nobody said you had to be there. So, I came up with the idea of the HoloLands, a world of endless caves for the player to explore, full of caverns of all sizes, riches beyond imagination, and a history to discover. This would be my ideal game, but if I wanted to market it to other people, I would need to make it more appealing to others than just myself. That's where having friends came in. Over the next few weeks, I got a head start working on the code for the game, and I asked my friends about what kind of things they would enjoy seeing. This is when I also brainstormed ideas for things to include, conflicts for the player, and started working on a sort of progression system for the player to follow. At the beginning, I had a clear idea for how I wanted the game to go for myself, but it turns out that not everyone is like me, and it quickly dawned on me that I may be one of the only few that finds this game fun. So I asked one of my friends, actually in college for game design, what I should do. 3 things I took out of the conversation were: 1. Research and reference projects like yours. 2. Find out how to make your game stand out from others like it. And 3. Know your target audience. Researching was something I was already doing, but not with a sort of target in mind. When I was learning to draw, something really useful to do was use other artists as reference. I would save their stuff off Instagram and Google Images and trace the shapes of their work to see how they built their compositions and use perspective. You can use a similar method to doing a lot of things. In this case, if you are a solo developer and you want to grow popularity for your game, a great idea would be to look at other solo developers and the games they developed to see how they got popular. Chances are it wasn't just luck or talent. They did something that caught a lot of people's attention. That's why I decided to make this video. Other developers have some sort of social media presence, while I currently have none. Therefore, the easiest way to fix this problem would be to start documenting my progress online for people to follow. Maybe I would even teach some people some things in the process. An easy way to see how your game is different from others is to ask yourself, my game is like X, but why? For example, the HoloLens is similar to roguelikes, as most of the gameplay is in the form of short trips into the caves to gather resources. But unlike other roguelikes, your character isn't racing towards a goal, but instead against the clock. Since you're mechanical and require a charge, you must explore and make it back to the checkpoint before you run out of energy. Instead of fighting enemies, you fight against obstacles that will impede the amount of resources you gather or slow you down. Now, for the target audience. This is the trickiest one for me since my game doesn't totally fall into a specific category besides an exploration game. Nothing in it is trying to kill your character except for the passage of time. And the resources you collect aren't for quests, but to sell to get upgrades for your characters. There would be a story, but it wouldn't be ingrained enough that the game would lose its replayability. So I tried to target a bunch of different audiences with features I plan to implement. I wanted to make the game have a lot of depth for players that wanted it, but not require it to be necessary for players that just wanted to explore. Ideas included a dynamic economy, where prices for items that you sold and bought would change based on supply and demand, a system for upgrading your tools based off of resources you'd find in the caves, multiple different kinds of caves, each with their own quirks and differences, and an endless amount of collectibles for the players to search for. So, now that I've answered these questions, I'm going to post my progress on fulfilling my goals and completing my game. To be clear, I didn't intend to start this project until it was basically too late. I'm not going to school for game design, so all of my education for this project will come out of trial and error and my friends and the internet, so this is going to take a lot of work. If you enjoyed the video, and you want to see me continue working on the HoloLens, consider liking the video or subscribing. If you have any questions or comments about what I talked about, leave them in the comments down below. Thanks again, and I'll see you the next time I make considerable progress. Bye-bye.